And our drive from 41 to right here on the Lloyd westbound, treacherous. We were going maybe 30 miles an hour. I'm actually surprised by the traffic that I'm seeing out here. I didn't think it would be this many cars. If you must head out, take your time. Bridges and overpasses in all 3 states are slick. Initial reports was just heavy smoke in the attic part of this church. Then within minutes, the fire erupted. Crews were inside trying to check the scene, but had to leave for their own safety. Some of the damage the Hall suffered was here on the roof of their home. They say they didn't need assistance from FEMA, but hearing that those in Harrisburg didn't even get that opportunity is upsetting. This is where Farbest says it's setting up shop. But residents in the Pack community say this is a flood zone. Then you add in narrow roads, decreased property value, and the smell that comes with a brooder facility. This is a plan that has little support. Breaking news, it's right now in Evansville. EPD tells us they have a suspect in custody in connection with the fire at Sugar Mill Creek. Her name is Michelle Hirschberger. They are calling this arson. You're taking a live look at where Evansville crews say hotspots popped back up around 5 a.m. And again, Michelle Hirschberger, she was arrested earlier this morning. What you're seeing right now, totally different scene from last night when those flames started around 8:30. Here's video. They could be seen for miles from the complex just off of North Green River Road. Before and after. Often when firefighters pack up their hoses, there's no need to reel them back out again.
As a firefighter, you want to get it out the first time, but sometimes it doesn't work that way.
Around 4:30 a.m., more fires brought out more crews. More crews means more damage.
Just seeing flames started shooting up from the top of it, and my mother, she was in the restroom, so I ran in the house saying it's on fire again.
Ollie Allen and her mom, Faye, are just a stone's throw from the burnt building. Coming home was not easy late Tuesday night.
I'm insulin dependent and I need to get in and get a shot. And the officer, he offered to come to my home and get my stuff, my insulin, or he told me, I'll help you take your groceries home. He's like, we'll make back and forth trips. He's like, I'll help you out.
Just a lot of fear and nervous, just thinking it's that close to your house.
Oh, I couldn't imagine it. I feel so bad for those people. So bad.
If you think about it, you've only got probably one set of photographs. You've got one set of your children's first shoes and things like that. So to lose all of that, that's a large portion of your life.
Across the lake sits a few of the hundreds of neighbors who watch the flames spread. Neighbors who say they're more than spectators. They're friends, ready to help any way they can. Reporting from the Sugar Mill Creek fire, Tabney Dozier, Eyewitness News.
There is no length I will not go to for a motorcycle ride. Whatever it takes.
A ride on the open road. Indiana Governor Mitch Daniels is leading a parade celebrating I-69's route. But he says this ride wasn't an easy one.
For every big idea, I don't care what it is, there's 100 people who will say you shouldn't, and 1,000 people who say you can't.
An idea that's continuing to become a reality.
In 2012, what you hear is, I can't believe I lived to see it.
Connecting Indiana's 3rd largest city with the state capital and with Indiana University, our large state university, is a great thing, as well as the economic development opportunities all along the highway.
The future administration says it has a big seat to fill.
It didn't have to take 2 generations to build. It's been exciting, and I think he set a new benchmark for Indiana and the country on how a new corridor interstate could be developed quickly. Yes, there is a commitment from the Pence administration to keep the progress going and make I-69 a full reality in Indiana.
Many Indiana officials say jobs are the biggest gain, followed by increased safety.
Those who haven't thought about that need to think a lot more. 40,000 incidents we believe will be prevented over the next couple decades alone.
The ribbon is cut, and Daniel says it's been a long road, but one he hopes to continue to travel.
Bringing jobs and hope and safety and convenience to our children and theirs for the rest of all their lives.
And hopes many other Hoosiers will as well. There's a timeline of this building spanning more than a century.
It's sad. It's part of the history. This was at one time, this was the The Independent Order of Odd Fellows was a very, very vibrant lodge.
Also a clothing store, and most recently, a family-owned restaurant.
It was always a warm atmosphere. The people were always kind, and their food was good.
Roy Lasley has lived in Tell City for more than 20 years. And if these walls could talk, they'd have about 120 years worth of knowledge and stories. Now, this is more than the family's loss. It's a community's history, likely irreparable, up in smoke and reduced to ashes.
It's just sad. It's a sad day for the city. That's all there is to it. It's just like losing part of your physical body.
Officials say the fire started in the basement and spread throughout the three-story building. Multiple fire crews were on scene, and they were able to keep the flames from spreading to neighboring businesses. It's a rough day for this small town. Many still digesting the damage.
I'm very sorry. I'm very sorry.
In Tell City, Tabney Dozier, Eyewitness News. Back in the Tri-State, the search continues in McLean County for the person who shot a man in the head. This happened Friday. 44-year-old Jimmy Timmons was sitting in his home when he was shot through a window. A closer look at the window shows 2 holes in the screen. Investigators say Timmons is expected to be okay. He also wants to help in finding the shooter.
Good morning and welcome to Eyewitness News Daybreak here on Local 7. I'm Kara Kirtley.
I'm Tabney Dozier. All morning long, we've been staying with breaking news out of Muhlenberg County. Crews remain on the scene of a fatal house fire.
Now, this is in the small community of Du Bois. There, authorities in Muhlenberg County tell us there are multiple fatalities, and officials say that call came in around 2 o'clock this morning. The house there is off Doss Road and 62 West.
West Kentucky Bureau Chief Mike Pickett, he's been there for hours. He joins us live on the phone. Mike, what's the latest right now?
What's happening, Kara? The latest is the Kentucky State Police telling us that they have confirmed 5 dead. Of course, there could be more.
Back in the States, investigators in Pennsylvania are still looking for a motive in Wednesday's stabbing attack at a high school. Officials say it took only 5 minutes for Alex Ryball to stab 20 of his classmates with 2 8-inch kitchen knives. A last-minute plea deal ends one of the most talked-about trials in the Tri-State. Ira Beamer was facing several charges after he allegedly ran his truck into a car full of men who had just robbed him at gunpoint. This happened back in February of 2012. One of those suspects, Antoine Jenkins, died. Beamer entered a guilty plea to criminal recklessness in exchange for having the other charges, which were attempted murder and battery, dismissed. Prosecutors say it was Beamer who approached them about the plea deal. He will be sentenced April 23rd and remains on house arrest.